talking about this in my last video, and I'm just kind of like, wait, no, I probably should make this its own video. So my apologies for uploading more than like 2 videos today. But it's just like, it's just something that really needs to be said, and a mistake I keep seeing a lot of PC gamers make. Arlo is not a Nintendo YouTuber, okay? We don't take him seriously, we don't respect him, we don't listen to him. Arlo only cares about Pikmin and Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. That's it. He is a very stereotypical GameCube baby, okay? He never branches out. He doesn't play that many Nintendo games. He genuinely thinks FromSlop is one of the best game developers out there today. You know, Arlo is a poser. You know, he is a pretendo. He is somebody who pretends to be a Nintendo fan on YouTube for clout, when in actuality, all he does is bitch about everything the company does. You know, whether it's like trying to complain about Mario Kart, or like making some weird fringe narrative about like the Nintendo Direct, or like, you know, you never really see Arlo get excited for anything. You know, like there are so many times like I watched like a Topic Arlo video, and he's just like, you know, it's just some basic gameplay footage of like Astrobot or whatever, and he's like, oh man, guys, oh, I've been really sick, oh, I can't upload I can't upload videos, I can't play video games, and I'm just kind of like, what is wrong with this asshole? Like, playing video games is literally his job, and yet, like, you know, I don't believe he ever played Brothership. I don't play, like, you know, he bitched about Princess Peach Showtime, like, he was, you know, he's complained about so many great Nintendo games over the years. Like, Arlo is a complete and total joke in the community. You know, the actual community will call Arlo a joke with no credibility. And yet, for some reason, you know, people who aren't Nintendo fans think Arlo is like our guy. That Arlo is like the king of the Nintendo community or something, that we voted him into power, and that, like, we're gonna holocaust everything that isn't Pikmin or Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. It's like, it's ridiculous, okay? Like, Arlo's a fraud. I have always maintained he's a fraud. And yet, like, every single time Arlo, like, makes a video, like, talking about, like, you know, the numerous things that, like, he hates about Nintendo, like, you know, people jump on it. Like oh, even Arlo's upset at Nintendo. Yeah, because he's a grifter. You know, Arlo doesn't care about the company. All he wants is your views and attention so he can keep the grift going and keep making more money. It's like, it is embarrassing. And it has been for a long time. This is not like a recent thing. I've been saying this, like, I think at least for like the past, honestly, I think since the Not My Paper Mario video dropped, since he became relevant, is that this guy is just transparently a grifter, and the audience just doesn't really want to see it. Like, with RGT85 and, like, people like that, you know, you see a lot more people, like, willing to acknowledge that, like, yeah, he's the new Review Tech USA. You know, he's, like, that kind of person. He's a grifter. You know, you have, like, beat-em-ups who everyone hates. You know, like, everyone knows that beat-em-ups is a poser, too. But with Arlo, like, because he's a Muppet, you know, we're supposed to just believe that, like, this guy is any different than, like, the vast majority of gaming YouTubers who seethe about everything that comes out, who get upset over, like, alleged sales reports. You know, I think the last Arlo video I saw was him trying to say that, like, Switch 2 had a bad holiday season. And it's just like, this is the best-selling console ever. Like, what do you mean it had a bad holiday season? It's like, what are you talking about? And, like, it's very easy to say that, like, you know, maybe people aren't buying it right away because of the economy, or, like, because other things come first. But, like, the idea that the Switch 2 isn't successful in and of itself is, like, retarded. And like, that's going to become more and more obvious as time goes on, and it becomes, like, increasingly difficult to downplay and ignore. But, like, that's the situation we're in now, okay? Is that the gaming YouTuber community is kind of rallying around Nintendo Switch 2 hate. You know, this is the transitional period I was talking about in the past couple of years. Like, I said this was going to happen. You know, because for the past like 5 years or so, you know, people like Arlo were going out saying like, oh, I can't wait for the Switch Pro. I can't wait for the Switch 2. I can't wait for Nintendo to put out new hardware because this old hardware is tired and boring, even though it's getting all these games. And then immediately after we get the new hardware, they start bitching about something else, you know, because they know it's not about like what they actually want or what they actually care about or what's actually high quality and what they actually enjoy. It's entirely about grifting and complaining about nothing. You know, like this is the typical Arlo pattern where like something happens and he just nitpicks stuff to try and ruin it for everyone. And it's a video style that really should be condemned by everyone. You know, Arlo went full tilt on the Metroid Prime 4 hate. You know, he was like all in on this idea that like, there shouldn't be NPCs in Metroid. Like Miles McKinsey's the worst character ever. It was just a gigantic cope. Like, and it really should be called out for what it is. Like, Arlo is not our guy. You know, I do formally disavow him. I have always formally disavowed him. Like Arlo is a complete nobody. And it is high time that the community at large acknowledges that. Like, somebody who plays Elden Ring cannot be taken seriously. Like, that's just the long and short of it. Like, you know, it is shocking how much better Zelda is in every way, shape, and form than anything FromSoft's ever done. And yet, Arlo, like, will sit there and try and tell you that, like, well, Dark Souls 2 wasn't that bad, actually. Yes, it was. Nobody likes Dark Souls 2. So, yeah, with all that being said, it's very interesting to see, like, Nintendo hate YouTubers try and prop up Arlo as some beacon of, like hardcore Nintendo fan culture, when in actuality this guy is a proven fraud. You know, he doesn't like anything outside of Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, and Pikmin. You know, that's been a very observable criticism of him for years. Is that he doesn't play anything, he doesn't talk about anything, he just kind of like gets excited for things that originally had a release on the Nintendo GameCube. Like, he is a nostalgia-blinded Muppet. He is like everything wrong with the GameCube baby audience. Like, he is a stereotype of that demographic and how they deify that era of Nintendo while downplaying everything else. Like, it is, they are, in a sense, like, kind of the new NES babies. Like, I can't think of any other, like, Nintendo fan base that, like, goes to such lengths to try and, like, make that out to be the golden era of the company. Like, you know, I can't think of any other demographic of people that hype up their favorite console as being, like, better than other Nintendo consoles. You know, like GameCube babies do this all the time, and Arlo is absolutely a definitive example of that.